Prophecology. It's more than a philosophy, more than a psychology, more than just an ecology, bigger than biology, larger than anthropology, brushes against astrology. That's Prophecology.
Praise the Lord, this is Master Prophet Bernard Jordan, your most trusted name in prophecy, and...
This is Jonathan Powell.
Lord Powell, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
He's Lord Powell in the secular world and rabbi over here in the Christian world.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a great guest today for a podcast.
Yes.
Tell us, who do we have?
We have Mr. Victor Hobson.
Let's give that a hand.
Ooh.
Tell us a little bit about who Victor Hobson is so that the world can know.
Victor Hobson began his career as a second-round draft pick for the New York Jets and went on to play 7 successful seasons in the NFL after graduating from the University of Michigan. Hobson retired in 2009 and successfully made the transition to the entrepreneurial and entertainment industry. He initially served as the president of High School Sports America and helped take the company from startup to a profitable revenue-generating business. Victor now serves as the CEO and president of Global Project Acquisition, Development and Strategy for ASE Global Group. He serves in the group's development from deal evaluation, analysis, and pre-development planning to construction, branding, marketing, operations, sales, and global financial solutions and strategy. Victoria's leveraged ACE's multiple banking relationships to successfully structure and initiate multiple investments, mergers, and expansions totaling over $5 billion across multiple sectors. Hobson's personal passion is mentoring athletes on their transition outside of sports and wrote a book on the topic, Divorcing the Game, Moving Towards Your True Purpose, in 2016. He teaches that debt is the biggest robber of creativity, and he believes that every individual deserves the right to establish a proper foundation which will enable them to stand on their own 2 feet and thrive when finding opportunity. Victor has also been an avid supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association and several other foundations that he believes in and wants to implement around the world.
Wow, let's give another hand for Victor Hobson. All right. Wow. This is, playing a big game.
This is a big game.
So, Victor, let's first find out, how did you get into football? What inspired you to do football?
So I was always into sports growing up. And as I was getting older, I thought I was going to be a part of the Fab Five going to Michigan and playing basketball. But I realized I wasn't getting taller, but I was getting bigger. So I started focusing on football, and that blossomed for me. I ended up getting a scholarship from high school, going to the University of Michigan, and that followed me into a career getting drafted in the second round to the New York Jets. And that was it. That was it.
Wow. Let's give that a hand. That's big. So he went from college football to the NFL, which
that's a dream.
That doesn't happen to everyone, does that? What is the percentage of that?
No, the statistics are extremely low. I think from high school to college, it's maybe 60%, and then I believe it drops below 30% to get to the NFL, if not lower than that.
Yeah, that's really great. So you were in the game for how many years that you played football?
7 years I played professional.
7 years professional. What made you transition from that into becoming going into entrepreneurial and entertainment industry?
It was interesting. When I got done, my career didn't end the way I planned it. And I realized that even the game of football that I loved was a business. And from there, I transitioned my focus into saying, how can I leverage and kind of expand my talents, I should say, in business to be an entrepreneur to where I can control my destiny.
Wow. You know, that's really something. Jonathan, what would you like to ask about that?
At what point do you think you made that decision? Like, what do you think brought you to that precipice where you realized that you had to take control? What brings you to that point?
Because I think one of the major issues of athletes, especially in my case, my identity became tied to the sport. And when I realized that the game continually moves on, it has no feelings for the people.
Wow.
So I had to then figure out a way to move on because I was honestly stuck when my career ended.
Wow. You wrote a book called Divorcing the Game. Let's talk a little bit about what is the game, because there's a lot of people that may be in games in life, they may be in a marriage in life, and they don't know how to divorce that game or relationship of some type that is unhealthy or no longer serving them. What would you, if you put it in your own words, in the language of Victor Hobson, what is the game in general for people?
A lot of people think I'm talking specifically about football because that was my career, but the game is life. And that's what I had to come to grips with in realizing that I'm playing the game of life. The game of football was a big part of my life, but the game of life, if I didn't learn how to play it, I was going to be sitting in the same position forever.
Wow. Do you think a lot of people that are in the sports arena or in life itself get stuck, and you can see players that are still in the game, but they're 50 years old and they're not physically in the game, they're not mentally in the game, although they think they're in the game, but still acting like they're in the game?
You're right. You're right. There's so many people, players, even peers that are stuck in the game, and the game's passed them by. The one thing that I learned while I was playing is that you're never bigger than the emblem or the shield that's on the field or on your jersey. And a lot of people get entrapped in that concept and kind of forget and think they can control the depth of what the game presents, and that's not true. So in that, you find that when people are done playing, they're still trying to find a way to figure out how they can create a grip on that game, but the game's moved on to the next best thing.
Wow, that's something to look at. Jonathan, something he said here about never bigger than the emblem on the field or on the jersey. That means that franchise is going to keep going.
It's going to move.
It's moving on, looking for the next Victor Hobson. It's like, okay, we've experienced you. We've already moved on to the next.
You're a commodity.
And you're sitting there saying, but listen, I'm loyal here. I'm here to. I was planning on making it a lifetime here, and it says, no, you don't really understand how the game is played. Is that the kind of sense of the feeling that's happening, Victor?
No, that is so true. And unfortunately, if you don't come to grips that you're in a business, you're in a game of business, and it's a multi-billion-dollar business, we get caught up in the fact that this is something we love. I've done it since Little League. I did it in high school, and you don't realize that there's a huge transaction of money and commodities in this game. And if you don't understand that and understand the flow of how that goes, you become a victim of it. You become a commodity, a useless commodity.
Wow. Now, when we begin to look at this is very interesting because you could have, if people don't know how to play the game after the game, then they can miss certain key moments in the game that can really help in their exit strategy. Would you say that would be something to look at if you was coaching a person that was just getting ready to enter into the college game of football, going down the track of the NFLs? Do you think there's some turns that you may have missed while you were in the game, not realizing that those were maybe points that you needed to bracket because that may be an exit that I may need to use in the future?
I was so caught up in the game, and my individuality as a person was so caught up in the game that I couldn't begin to count the numerous blind spots and turns that I missed to be able to pivot and expand my platform while I was playing.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Numerous blind spots. Each one of these are chapters of a book.
I was going to say, wow. So, how did you walk into your pivot? Because there had to be the end of one game and the entrance into another. What made you move there, and how did you manage that?
Right. So, like I said, I was stuck when I was done. It's a feeling of rejection because when the team calls you in, it's simple. They have, a general manager or a coach saying they send one of the trainers down and come call you to the office and say, basically, we don't need your services anymore. And it's that. And from there, I had to go home. You have to look your family in the face and say, I don't have a job. And at that point, because my identity was entrapped in that, I didn't know what to do. So I had to figure out. It was really because of the fact that I was paralyzed, moving. I didn't know which way to go, that I had to go within myself and remember who I was and pull me out of me to be able to move into the next stage of life.
Wow. Tell us, where was your faith in all of this? Your faith in Jesus, your faith in the things of God?
So I was always a deep believer in a kingdom person, according to how I wanted to approach everyday life. I think towards the end of my career, it got even deeper. But it was, I was at a stage that I was relying on the game the game was me, right? So I was praying to God, but I was serving the game.
Wow. That is very intense. Praying to God, but serving the game. So would you say that the game was all you knew? The game was all you lived for? The game had actually consumed your entire life?
It did. It was, I was Victor Hobson, the football player. Even though I had been taught my whole life that NFL stands for not for long and all that. But once you get to that stage, your ego kicks in as a 21-year-old young man, and I don't have to worry about that. I'll be able to dictate my own career. I walk off with flying colors and do what I want to do.
Wow. Wow.
But the statistics say otherwise.
Wow. So tell us some of the things that you're doing now that you have begun to really get into finding your own power, because you've gotten to a place where you've designed your own life. What did you do now, or what are you doing now to take on some of the bigger game of life, which is a game where you begin to be the referee, you're the coach, you're the one in all in this game that's now pleasing to God, and yet at the same time learning as life has you in this next set of games?
So I was fortunate twofold. I had a strong wife who never let me stay in that same position and identify myself with something that I was much bigger than. Mm-hmm. So as much as your ego at that time doesn't want to hear a lot of that, it was necessary. And from there, we transitioned. We started an entertainment company. We did some things in entertainment. As I was leaving football, I was a witness to many of the statistics and the downfalls of athletes from a financial standpoint. So I knew that was something I wanted to do. And being in New York, I was able to leverage a lot of contacts, with a lot of the big financial firms and contacts that I had that took to me, because at that time I wasn't a threat, I wasn't competition. And I utilized those things. I was able to be like a little sponge. And it organically grew to where we are today. And older people that are titans in the financial industry taking me under their wing and but being mentors to me and just guiding me through, a master class of learning and being able to be in a position to help in finance and do different things around the world.
Wow, great. Adam, do you find that the strategies you used in the game, are you using some of these same strategies in business?
For sure. For sure. It's amazing, that while I was playing, I didn't realize the platform that I was really had. When it comes to the discipline and just everything, everything that I was taught from Little League to high school to college to professional, I've been able to take different things and elements of what I've learned and been taught by the different coaches and implement them into my daily life of business now.
Great. Prophet Jonathan, what would you like to ask?
Going forward, what kind of advice would you give to athletes who are just coming into their celebrity, coming into this, platform, because someone spoke to you and I'm sure you thought the same things that they're thinking. So what would you say that might be different to really provoke, the importance of what you're saying?
And it's funny you mention that, because that is the hardest time to reach them, when they're coming into that celebrity, because their ego is on cloud 9, right? It's I've just got drafted. I got a boatload of money. They think that those few $1 million is more than anybody in the world, and it's going to carry them to do and be able to do and say whatever they want. So it's not the easiest conversation. But I tell the young players, like, look, what you have is a platform. So make sure you're approaching it every day as a as an interview on a global scale, because millions of people are watching you, and you don't know who's going to pull you and say, look, I want you to help me with this, or I want you to represent this, or whatever the case may be, and use those people that are coming to you and help and want you to help to kind of catapult you into what you want to do. So make sure you stay business minded and business focused, and understand the dynamics of the business of the game you're in and the business of the game that you want to transition to.
Wow. Who have been some of the athletes that you would say that have did well pivoting from that game into the game of life, that created a bigger game in life than they had on the field or on the court?
Wow. One that comes to mind is like a Magic Johnson, who, when I first was in California, our office for our entertainment company was a few floors below his. And he used to talk to me, and the knowledge that he would impart in me was incredible. But I look at guys like, the Michael Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, the guys like that have been able to amplify their platform in sports and take it to different levels of not only business, but leadership in business on a huge scale.
Wow. Playing the game beyond the fields, beyond the court, into the larger stage. How important would you say philanthropy is? I noticed that you're involved in some of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. I know you give to the church here. You've been a great giver here, faithful tither. How important is it to be a giver, and how important is philanthropy?
Extremely important. And it's something I had to learn as well as I matured in not only my faith, but as a man, that my purpose isn't for me, it's much bigger for me. So if I'm approaching everyday life with kingdom principles, knowing that I'm called to expand the kingdom, I can't do that by hoarding everything that I get.
Wow. This is great. You can't get it by hoarding everything. You got to spread it. You got to do it. So tell us, how long you been married now?
Going on, 14 years, since 2007.
Oh, wow, let's give that a hand. 14 years to the same woman. I love it.
Teach us.
Yeah, Jonathan needs help because he's afraid of that M word. He's afraid of that marriage word.
It's another podcast, Mr. Hobson. We'll talk about that bring it back for Love Chronicles, but this one is not that.
and how many children you have?
We have 6 children. 6 children.
That's good. It's 6 children, John.
14 years? 6 children? Wow. And do you have any grandchildren?
No.
Jonathan.
Wow.
This
is, you are really living a big game. A big game. I want to point that out very much. Kudos to you.
We'll touch back on the marriage podcast later.
Yeah, we'll do a Valentine's special. We'll have your wife on and
if you get Letitia on, dog, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah, you think Bishop put pressure on you?
Oh well, I didn't say I was going to be on. I just said I never said that I just be listening. I'll tune in and let y'all talk. And no. Go from a frying pan to a skillet. So I don't know. We'll stay out of that one.
It'll be more like a wok.
Wow. This is great. So, Victor, let me ask you, some of the people you played with after the game on the field, do y'all keep up with each other?
We do. It's like a fraternity, to be honest with you. So, obviously you have your close, like, band of brothers, and there's still the I can probably count on my hands that I keep in contact with daily. And then there's others that look, if you see them in a grocery store or whatever, it's just like a brotherhood. So it's, even though we may not talk on a regular basis, that connection is still there.
Wow. Well, this is really great. It would be something if they even did just a show for some of them after the game. Look at the realities of it's almost like, how do you enter back into life after the game?
How do you pivot back in?
How do you pivot back in after the game? Because, so many, and do you think that the sports is different for millennials? Because millennials now, if they're in something for 3 years, they couldn't consider that a senior. 2 years, I'm out. Do you think that younger players is having a shorter lifespan in the sports arena at this time?
They're not having a shorter lifespan, but I'm noticing that the millennials found something out. Not only are they treating it like a business, they understand their power within the game.
Ooh.
So it's becoming a different dynamic for the owners, because they're used to being I don't mean this in a harsh way, but they're used to being the slave drivers. And now that they found that they have, some horses that recognize what they are, it's a different dynamic.
Wow.
They're learning how to dictate and control their position from within the game.
Wow, that's powerful. So it's almost like we know this cotton needs to be picked in the field, and y'all used to just beat us and get us in the field.
Now,
listen, we're going to tell you.
I'm not picking on these days.
No, wait. We're going to pick the cotton, but this is the way the cotton's going to be picked, and these are the days we're going to be picked. And a matter of fact, I want a driver to take me into town, and I'm going to have some free time over here.
Absolutely.
Or you're going to have a bunch of cotton that's going to go rotting in the field. Because
which one do you want?
Right. Exactly. And not only are they saying that, they're saying it as in terms of, okay, I've picked this cotton for you. I'm not doing it anymore. I want to go over here to the West Coast and see what type of field they have.
Wow.
Field hoppers.
So these are field hoppers.
Yes. And in that, they're saying, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. But know that my end game doesn't rest with you. I'm doing this for a greater purpose.
Wow. So they're purpose driven, but that's what we're seeing today.
Yeah.
Millennials, they said that they'll come to church for maybe a half an hour and they'll clean up the garden in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or they'll do something for homeless people. They're mission-based. So some of them are bringing missions and causes to their game. Like, I think all of a sudden the NFL started getting, well, no, it started with the NFL, take a knee.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. They brought that right onto the field.
Right on there.
Yeah. And they don't realize that Colin Kaepernick had been doing that before it was publicized.
Wow.
And actually got permission from a guy that was in the special forces. He ran it by him to see, is this disrespectful to you? Yeah. He said no. But once the media got control, they controlled the dialogue.
Wow. And as a sports figure, I know we got to go, but as a sports figure, how important is it for you as the sports individual to control the narrative?
It's a must. So, and this goes into the power that the new millennials have found out that they have, because the older generations, even before me, if they were to request a trade or say, I'm not happy here, the first thing that would get leaked out into the media is, oh, he's having character issues. He's hard to deal with the coaches. And you're like, where is this coming from? And there's no social media dynamic to kind of nullify that. Now, social media is there. If I request a trade or I request that I'm not happy, I can put it out there first.
Wow, so social media allows you to control the narrative. Well, this is great. Well, listen, thank you again, Victor. We definitely have to get you back again. We got to get back to talk about marriage as a young man.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
Why are you making a face?
Oh,
Jonathan?
no face. That face was looking forward to that. Looking forward to that, Prophet. We look forward to that, but take your time. No rush. You come back when you get the time, okay?
We're gonna have that walk rice nice and hot for you, Jonathan. Nice and hot for you.
Woo!
Great conversation.
Boy, you know how to party.
And are you on Clubhouse at all?
I'm not. You know, I try to be a millennial, but a lot of this social media stuff, I'm still behind.
We got to get you.
What's your IG? Do we know your IG? Do you have that?
I'm not even on IG.
Oh,
I like to stay in the background. And, and just move.
Oh, so you're back there playing Parcheesi. And I got you. No problem. No problem.
I'm still trying to figure out MySpace.
No, not MySpace. Oh, well then, yeah, we'll come back and get you.
No, but this might be good because this is the way you stay married. That could be.
He's got years in.
Yeah.
So Bishop just threw out a nugget of knowledge.
Yeah. This is how you
unspoken knowledge.
This is how you stay married, because that Clubhouse, if you go into a room that you don't supposed to kind of be in, your whole community is notified. And the next thing you know, you look up and you see your folks around. I went into a room that it was just secular music. And, my wife and I just easy listening. Clifton Bell was there in the room. The film director, these film directors, and we were just listening to R&B. And they asked me to come up on the stage. They said, let's get the archbishops in here. We're going to change some of the selections of the music for the archbishop. They were playing love songs and stuff. And all of a sudden, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. They were playing, like song, Easy as a Sunday Morning. Easy. I mean, it was, right? All of a sudden, the room just started filling up. They said, where are all these people coming from? It was the saints up at 3 a.m. in the morning.
So, prophet such and such.
And so,
wait a minute.
Cliff had to explain to them how he was a prophet. They wanted to know more about the church, the secular people. I said, oh my goodness. These people came in, they probably had little wine glasses. They were winding down from the evening. It was the weekend. It was a Saturday night. They started saying, Bishop, where's your church at? I said, we're on a Zoe campus. Go to zoeministries.com. They said, I'm coming there. What time does it start? I hope it don't start too early. No, we start at 12 noon for people just like you. It was just, and that is what was happening there. And I'm sitting there saying, wow, you can't go into anything. So when I see any kind of room that has some interesting topic in it, I don't go in it, because all of the saints just know, your whole community know, you are in this room
Stay off of this. You did right. I understand the power of staying out of it, because I went in the room, and then Bishop found me in the room. And Bishop
that was
this
the
wasn't
room.
a room. I didn't even mean to be in the room. The notification popped up. And I, trying to get out of it, got in it, and I said, "Oh, wait, no!"
No,
and
Jonathan, you were on the stage.
No, I was not on the stage.
I went into a room. I think what they call it. They call it. Is speaking. What's it called?
Bishop, let's not do this.
It was Victor. This was the room. I went in it. It was my first time, and it was.
Listen,
they brought people up on the stage. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. And I was like, shoot your shot. You know, I'm 61 years old. I'm there, so they had someone up there from. She says, they said, who wants to go next? This girl says, I'll go next. And I'm trying to figure out, they said, shoot your shots for those 30 and under or 40, I forget.
Something
like
that.
Know. And she's there. First of all, I'm trying to get the picture, and she's in the bathing suit, and I'm like, and my head is turning like this, and they said, shoot your shot. She said, what are you? She says, I'm a model. And I'm sitting there trying to find, like, what kind? A video model, and I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, wait a minute, let me get here." And then Saint started coming inside the room, and I says, "You know what?" I says, "I don't think I belong in this room." And it was single, and all the single men, they shoot their shots.
They were trying to see if she was going to pick them.
So you have to have a good line.
Something, I don't know. I don't participate in those things.
Jonathan,
did you win, Jonathan?
I didn't have no shot to shoot. I'm not shooting nothing, no sheriffs, no people, nothing. Okay? I have enough. I got enough with me right here.
So you were just there for the entertainment?
I just went in to see what was in. Oh, what is this? And I got in, and I got on out, because I would hate for anybody to think I was trying to shoot no shot at them. I just say hi to folks, and they think I'm shooting a shot. So I just blink.
How long were you in the room?
I was in there just a couple minutes. When I saw Bishop, I got out. I said, no, out I go.
Oh my God.
So you were in there long enough to get caught and then get out?
I was trying to see what the room was about. I'd never been in there before.
John, this was your friends hosting the room.
Yeah, but I didn't know what he was doing in there. And then I saw what he was doing, and I said, oh, no, let me go on.
I think they do it every day.
They get on there. They shooting shots every day.
And the room just fills up with people, Victor.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to bring you on the clubhouse for that, but I'm just saying.
You be on there for the word. The word is the stock tips.
And then like my wife now follows me. So like everyone that follows you, they know where you're at. So I'm in rooms now, and my wife pops up, and I say, oh, hey, my wife is here.
Yeah. She pops up, and you don't know when she leaves either. Because you got to leave quietly. Pop in and pop out. Got to see what you're saying. You got to make sure that word is congruent.
Mm-hmm. Well, my wife is known to pop out, so I would be in the church rooms.
Yes.
You scared me. I feel fear. I feel like your wife. Ooh-wee. She's the real deal, Doc.
Yeah, she's I just tell people she's military trained, I think. Somewhere down the line. Yeah.
I feel that in my spirit.
Does she have a sixth sense, Victor? Does she?
A sixth, seventh, and eighth.
I love it. See, Letitia's like, we're going to do a show with Letitia. We're going to do one with her. Says, tell these women how to develop a sixth sense. Could Letitia tell if somebody is looking at you from afar?
She's already dissected it, intercepted it, and shut it down. Before I can even look up.
Before you can look up, see this, Jonathan. This is, we're gonna let Letitia pick your wife for you. She can help you pick a wife.
Come on, with this 18 senses. I like that. He's a super.
This is a whole other show.
I know. This is not.
You gotta take. You know what? We have to get him in the clubhouse.
We're coming back for Love Week.
Love Week.
Love Week.
You gonna do a Love Week podcast?
We're gonna do Love Week podcast with all the couples, and we'll see the couples talk about some of their ups and downs. Yeah, black love.
Black love. You know what, Jonathan? Ooh. Rabbi?
Oh, excuse me. Shalom. Shalom.
Well, thank you so much, Victor, man. We love you, and happy birthday to you again.
Happy birthday. That's right. Today's your birthday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Happy birthday to you. And do you still work out?
I do all the time, as much as I can. I can.
How many days a week?
I didn't today. At least 3 times a week.
Wow, that's good.
At least, and then I make sure I work out on the weekends as well. So as long as I can get a workout in, I'm going to do it.
You know what? I need to get me another workout in today. I have got to look like I'm leading from the future.
Well, Bishop, you do, because I've lost more weight than you have, and now I might have to give you some of my 40s or my 41s, because
I don't live 40 anymore. I'm at a 38. Remember last week I had on size 36.
I just want you to know just want you to know.
38.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
36. I'm fitting in 36s now that I'm buttoning up.
Okay, just want you to know you're not alone. You are not alone.
Jonathan, how much weight have you lost?
Oh, wow. I've lost about 20 pounds, actually. I was at like 198. And now I'm about, the trainer checked Bishop and I both at the same time. Because, want to make sure I use that same thing, and they said about 179. What they said on the machine.
Give him a hand clap for 179.
179. I brought it on down. I'm in a strong medium. I was in a very strong extra large. This belly was doing very inappropriate things, and it was really making me feel away. But now I feel like a big brother. Before I was looking like somebody's uncle. They would say, "Hey, unc." I was like, "I don't like that." Now it's, "Hey, big bro. Hey, what's up? I'm big bro." So I like that. Glory to the Lamb.
Hey, Jonathan's still a millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the way he's talking about Clubhouse and stuff, I already know.
Yeah, he's still in his 30s. Jonathan's
still there.
Jonathan's still
holding on.
Baby.
Somebody.
He
Woo!
said you're a baby.
I haven't really called that in a while, but I'm glad somebody's saying it, because I am one. That's right. Yes. I'm holding on to the 30s. 30s, holding on to them.
Well, you only got 2 more years.
Whoa. Don't start counting. Don't even count. Counting's not necessary. It's okay. No. Put it down.
I see a number 2.
I can't see. I don't see that.
40s is nice, though.
Oh, yeah. But see, when I cruise into that 40, it's going to be dangerous.
Why is it going to be dangerous?
Because I'm coming in for a landing. I'm coming as...
Be very watchful, because that's your midlife crisis. That's the midlife. That's midlife.
I think it'll be a high life.
It's gonna be midlife is a high life.
Yeah, I see myself.
It all depends on how you meet that high.
Well, I plan on seeing it over in Greece on a couple yachts.
That sounds like midlife. Yeah, that's
okay,
midlife.
Yeah.
That's the midlife crisis.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got to watch out that you don't trade in 220s for your 140.
Ooh.
Okay. I know I'm gonna catch that at some point. I don't know where. My 20s for 140.
Your 220s. You'll get that when you get 40. Okay, Victor, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being who you are.
I love you too, Bishop. I appreciate you.
All right.
Jonathan, I can't wait to come back and have that discussion.
Can't wait to see it. We'll be ready for you.
And Letitia gonna be ready. You gotta meet Letitia. we've been out together. We've traveled together. Letitia's something else.
I think we should do them. We should do the Bells, Clifton and Bell and his wife, and woo!
We'll have to have some referees because I don't know if you ask certain questions that is a trigger. We don't want these guys to be like because
you will politely see my video stop.
We lost him. Wait a minute. Somebody get the sound. No, he's gone. He's gone. Uh-oh. Went too far. Okay. Call the backup. Need a backup in. See you next year, Doc. Won't be able to call on him.
There will be no filter.
And if you get Kenneth Cook here?
Yeah, listen. We can make this would be a man cave conversation.
Men cave and their wives.
Yes.
It could get very interesting.
Because
I would have to be here and say, Jonathan, you cannot ask that question. Ladies, you do not answer that because Jonathan will be asking us the quizzitive.
I just need to know. I
want to get married, man.
You said now. So what you said is I got to call 13 times, right? Okay, and he didn't answer. Okay, that's what. All right. See, I got. So what you saying is,
Bishop, I can guarantee that will be one of the best workouts you get refereeing.
It'd be a quiet night back in those. Everybody's home. Be quiet tonight. But hey, everybody. Hey, don't talk tonight. Hey, couch, Doc.
Oh my God! This is too much. This is something. His video's gone. Okay, well we thank you. This is Master Prophet E. Bernard Jordan,
the Rabbi. See you. Thank you so much.
See you next podcast.
Shalom.
Peace.
To keep in touch with Master Prophet E. Bernard Jordan, go to www.bishopjordan.com and follow him on all social media platforms. To get more information about the Prophecology Conference and or more special events, go to www.zoeministries.com or call 888-831-0434. Thank you and stay blessed.